so impressed was I with the
Hot N
sweet
Saucy
potato
is
and
the
habanero
brand.
sauce.
What is that?
Hot and Saucy, I had to try
Amazing hot
some
sauce.
more.
Whatever that is,
Absolutely replace
that's nice.
all the
That's
hot
a favorite right there.
So this next one is the collard and ghost here from Hot N Saucy.
I just want to shout out, this looks like a Black female-owned business.
It is.
I want to say shout out to my sisters. Keep running this shit. Start your business today, because we on Hot Ones. And let me tell you, girl, I'm loving the blowout.
Everything litty, I love when it's hot.
My name is Samantha Alance. I'm the owner of Hot N Saucy. We're a vegetable-based vegan hot sauce brand. I like to say that Hot N Saucy was a happy accident. I never fully intended, I don't think, on starting the company. It was always something I kind of had in the back of my head. But prior to starting the company, I was a chef in New York City for about 13 years. I worked privately with different celebrities and athletes. I consulted in different restaurants. That was my life. Thought that was gonna be my life. And I was actually at the height of my career in 2020. I had a lot of bookings, a lot of wonderful things in the works. And then COVID happened. And in a matter of weeks, I went from being booked and busy to everything disappearing. The rug sort of pulled out from underneath me, like the rest of us in the world. And that chef life just kind of ended. It also kind of coincided with my husband and I finding out we were pregnant with our first child. So pregnancy, COVID, it sort of forced me to stay in the house. Being home with a growing pregnancy, I was having these really intense pregnancy cravings for spicy foods and things. So I would send my husband out in the madness to buy me hot sauce. And I hated everything he brought home. I thought everything was too vinegary, too spicy. So it's time, opportunity, the space to do it. I just sort of created, these sauces that I wanted to eat. Didn't really think anything of it. And 5 years later, here we are.
On the highway and I'm thinking that I love her. On the highway and I'm thinking there ain't no rubber. On the highway with my significant lover.
How y'all doing? So we are at Phipps Plaza doing a Black Business Month pop-up. And yeah, we're selling hot sauce in Nordstrom. Really excited to expand the Hot N Saucy universe and have people try.
Truth or dare? Are you playing? Truth or dare? Tell me, now you care. Truth or dare? Are you playing? Truth or would you so?
I always knew that if I had my own company or my own brand, I wanted it to really represent who I am as a person. So even from the branding to the story that we like to tell, I went for bold flavors, bold colors. I really wanted the bottles to pop on the shelf. And I even put my head on the label, to really just invoke we are proud, we're bold, we're woman-owned, we're Black woman-owned. And I want that to sort of jump from the label, into the consumer's face when they see it. The biggest challenge is definitely money. Being a self-funded business, it's an issue we have every other week. But the fact that I've been able to grow the company and, keep it above water for the past 5 years is something, one, I give myself a pat on the back for, but it's just a testament to how savvy you have to be as a small business owner, and you have to be willing to take on different challenges. You have to problem solve. There's just a lot that goes into it. But when COVID happened, I happened to be pregnant at the time, so I wasn't going into the restaurant I was working in. All of my private clients, they like left New York, were like escaping to safer places. So, work sort of dried up and I was at home. I just had a lot of time on my hands. And like I said, I was having my own cravings for spicy things due to my pregnancy. So I just was making sauces based off of like ingredients that I had access to, and I like to eat really clean and, not any like additives or preservatives. So I knew I didn't want to have that in my sauce. And in trying a lot of other sauces that were on the market, I realized that sauces weren't necessarily being made with like fresh ingredients. So it was just like a lot of peppers and spices and things thrown together. But the difference in my sauces are that it's a vegetable and a pepper, no additives, no preservatives, and just like a little sugar and a little vinegar. So, I made a few, didn't really think anything of it. And I think with like the power of social media and us just being home, during this time, during lockdown, like I said, it was really a lot of time and opportunity, and it just happened to be the perfect storm, and people really took to it, and it just kind of took off. My favorite is the beaten Fresno one. It's like a spicy ketchup. It literally goes on everything. And then maybe our black garlic peri-peri. It's just there's so much depth in it, and you can like cook with it, you can marinate with it. It's just very versatile and, unexpected. Like that's like the last thing you would think of when you think of hot sauce. And then this is our dive bar hot sauce, our collaboration with Miller High Life. It has the beer cooked into it. So you get like the nice lemony, hoppy, flavor from the beer. In the next 5 years, I really do see Hot N Saucy being like toe to toe with some of like the legacy brands, because we have the momentum. We obviously have like, the ground hold. So we're getting into big stores. We're on shelves next to a lot of these legacy brands. And we have the uniqueness. So I definitely think that once people taste us, we do become a part of their like regular hot sauce buying, grocery list or whatever. And we still have like that discoverability factor. So I think like the two of those together, we could definitely, be in it for the long run. You can currently find Hot N Saucy in Publix, Target, Central Market, Hy-Vee, Meijer. We just launched in Whole Foods, Fresh Market, and we're working on a few other chains that will be announced this summer. And a lot of small, different mom and pop shops all over the country as well. So, yeah.
What advice do you have for other entrepreneurs that's trying to start a brand or,
it sounds like asshole advice, but it's like you don't even have to be good when you start a business. You just have to be consistent. And I think that's what gets a lot of people, It doesn't have to be like the greatest idea in the world. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to like discover this brand new thing, Like I make hot sauce, but you have to stay consistent. That's what keeps you going. That's what keeps, your company's name in people's mind and keeps it in front of people. And that's really the hardest part, getting out of bed every day and committing yourself to it each and every day. I mean, there are days when I don't want to do this shit, but you just have to keep doing it. So that's really the hardest part.